Welcome to the Your Next Level podcast. I'm your host, Insaaf Daniels. Join me every Monday for a new episode where we talk career, manifestation, money, relationships, and so much more. Join us as we show you how to get from where you're at to your next level. You can expect a new episode every single Monday. Welcome to Your Next Level with Insaaf Daniels. Here we go. Razaan, thank you so much for coming on the Your Next Level podcast. I am so excited to chat with you. And this is going to be on a topic that you have spoken to the Your Next Level community about. It is really about shifting that victim mentality. I think this is going to be such an important topic, and some people may realize that they have that mentality without even knowing it. So, thank you and welcome to the Your Next Level podcast.
Thank you, Insaaf, for having me. I'm so honored to be a part of your podcast.
I'm excited to chat about this.
Very much
Okay, so
so.
before we kick off, can you just tell us a bit about you for those that may not know you, a bit about you and your background and how you even like discovered that you had or experienced victim mentality?
Perfect. So, Insaaf, first, I want to start off with introducing myself without any labels. At my core, I believe that I'm a woman that is focused on transformation, empowerment, and growth. I am a nature lover. I am somebody that loves outdoor activities, and I'm a social butterfly, and I love spreading love and light wherever I go. With some labels, I am a mom, a single mother of three. I am a divorcee. I am a daughter, a sister. We are four siblings. I am a girlfriend. I am a dog mom. I am a first-time homeowner. And in the professional sense, I am my 8 or 9 to 5, rather, because I start at 9. So my 9 to 5 job is a global recruiter. And on my spare time, or rather part time, I am a brand ambassador for Your Next Level, of course. I'm also a program manager for a nonprofit organization called We Care Foundation. And then also, what I'm trying to dabble into is life coaching. I've completed a life coaching course, and I feel like this is something that has been calling me because I've always been somebody that loves to help and assist people. And I think that reflects in my job as well, to give back, giving people jobs, helping them find their careers. So I'm very passionate about giving back and serving. And so this is why I feel like this is my calling when it comes to life coaching. That's me in a summarized nutshell. I think I wear many, many hats. I sometimes have to juggle those hats, and a lot of the time I find it very difficult. But I think with communities like Your Next Level, that helps you with planning, that helps you with organizing your life and also setting goals, I feel like I have it sorted out, or I have it covered. Because I'm not mentally unstable yet. I haven't gone into a nut house yet, so I feel like I have it covered. That is me in a nutshell. And I think you said, mention why this is the topic, or the passion that, or the passionate, why I'm passionate about this topic is because me personally, I have lived in victim mentality for so many years. And I think the memory that stands out for me the most, that made me realize that I'm living in victim mentality, I was going through something that is very personal, but it was something that was very traumatizing. And my brother-in-law, I will never forget the words that he mentioned to me. He said to me, Razaan, are you going to live the rest of your life in a victim mindset? Yes, all of those things have happened. And yes, people have wronged you. And yes, life has happened. But those things have happened for you and not against you. So right now you are living in a victim mentality. Do you want to stay there forever? And that is when I decided, or that's when I realized I'm actually living in victim mentality. And that is when I realized I don't want to be a victim. I want to be somebody that helps people get out of victim mentality.
And what, if you feel comfortable sharing, like what were some of those things that were happening that put you
So
into that mindset?
So divorce, in tough, it's not an easy thing to go through, especially when you have three kids that's watching your every move. And also in the society that we live in, divorce is, it's taboo. You don't leave somebody if they're not physically abusing you, or if they're not a drug addict, like you should stay. And that is the environment that I think we all grew up in, is you
Mm.
stay for the kids and you stay. And so that is, in a summary or nutshell version, that is the things that I was going through, was the divorce and everything that happened after the divorce, and adapting to living on my own, going from a two-income home to a single income home, paying rent, water, electricity. Those are things that I've never ever done for myself. I've always contributed to a household, yes, but I've never personally ran it for myself. And so going through all those changes and obviously healing from the divorce and from the marriage, those are the things that I was going through. And instead of allowing those things to teach me how to be the person that I am today, I got stuck in, why is this happening to me? I don't deserve this. Why would somebody that you love do this to you? You know, I was stuck in victim mentality. And I was lucky enough to have my brother-in-law and my siblings, actually all of my siblings, there to help me and guide me and basically push me in the direction that I'm moving in today.
Wow, that is so inspiring. And I think like to even get out of like a victim mentality, when someone's not pointing it out, or even when someone's pointing it out, it can be so difficult because it is like, oh, look, why are those things happening? Why is that
Yeah.
person acting that certain way?
And look,
And
it's not something that you want to hear. You don't want to hear, stop being a victim, because in your
mm,
mind, the feelings that you're feeling is valid and it's justified.
mm,
And hearing that you're a victim, it's a hard pill to swallow. And it was a real hard and tough pill to swallow. Immediately when he said the words, it didn't immediately have an effect on me. My immediate reaction was, I'm not a victim, fight or flight defense. And once they left and they sat, and got a chance to sit down with it and unpack it, that is when I realized I am actually living in victim mode. And that was an even tougher pill to swallow, was coming to the awareness and saying I am living in victim mode. And it's
mm.
not the right mode I want to be in.
And what did your life look like when you lived in victim mode?
Negative. Everything was negative. Everything that happened was negative. The outcome was negative. The thoughts were negative. I was in a space, I feel like that is actually the darkest space that I've ever been in my entire life. I had no control over my emotions. I allowed people's actions to take control of my emotions. And I'll never forget this one day. And I think this is when I hit rock bottom, was I can't remember what exactly happened, but I was so angry that I locked myself in my room. I was living with my parents after the divorce. I locked myself in my room and I just started taking, like, ripping things. I started pulling off bedding, even mattresses, because I had a double bunk in my parents' room with me and my three kids. So we were four
Oh.
people in this room, and I started ripping things off the double bunk, and I even broke a bench because I was that angry. I was throwing things, and eventually my parents called my siblings to come, my sisters to come, because they didn't know what to do. Um, and then not my brother-in-law and my sister. I have two sisters, by the way. So the second sister, she came into the room and she was the one that calmed me down. And this is why I say my support structure was simply amazing, going through all of these things, because she came in, she calmed me down, she made me realize that my kids are seeing this. My kids are seeing a version of me that is not pretty. And I realized that that is not the version of me that I want my kids to see. I want them to see somebody that knows how to regulate their emotions. I want them to see that somebody that knows how to take something that was traumatic and something that was a bad experience and turn it into something beautiful. And currently they are seeing that.
Mm. Oh, that is amazing. Can you take us like back to that moment? So you were ripping things and then your family came. Yeah, talk us through like that point, from that point to the shift and where your life is at now.
From that point to the shift. Um, so it was all that anger, all that emotion, not knowing how to regulate, not knowing how to control. And with the support of my family, I realized that something inside of me needs to change. And that is when I decided to go for counseling. I started going for counseling, I started going for women empowerment courses, and this was through the MJC because obviously going through the divorce process, I had to obviously follow Islamic law, and then I went with the MJC with women empowerment, and that is where I learned the value of women in our religion, and it was a beautiful thing to experience. And with learning that, I started going for personal development courses. I joined Your Next Level. I started going to just basically personal development, and that is where it all started and the shift. I even went for Reiki healing, aligning my chakras, things I didn't believe in. I thought it was a whole lot of I thought it was weird. And then when I experienced it, I thought, let me be open-minded. What's the worst that could happen? And it was the most beautiful experience and life-changing experience going for all these personal development courses and experiences. And I'll never forget the Reiki healing. The Reiki healer, when she met me, she just hugged me and she's like, babes, I can feel everything that you're feeling and you're going to be okay. And at that moment
Mm.
is when I knew I was going to be okay. If a stranger that's going to meet me for the first time can tell me I'm going to be okay, I know for a fact I'm going to be okay. And that was the turning point for me. And currently now in Insaaf, I am sitting in an apartment basically that I purchased by myself that me and my kids actually manifested 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we sat in a one-bedroom home with a double bunk and a cooler box as a fridge and a washing machine. That's all we moved into that one bedroom with. And we manifested our home that we are living in today.
Mhm.
Not our forever home. This is not our forever home.
Yeah.
And they know that this is not our forever home because it's a two-bedroom and we are four people. So the space is not enough. But we manifested. I asked my kids, what do you want in your house? When we move out of this house, where do you want to move? They're like, I want to move into a space where we can play outside. I'm like, cool, noted.
Mm.
I want, me personally, I want to have 24-hour security. I'm a single mom. I cannot worry about being safe and secure. So I want to move into a complex that has 24-hour security. I would love for it to have a pool for my kids to go and swim and just have outdoor living space. And we are currently sitting in that space, and I'm showing them that I'm achieving the goals that we set together and that anything is achievable. There is no such thing as I can't. There is no such thing as your past defines you. It does not. We move forward and we become better all the time.
Congratulations, like on the life that you have built. Because when you started your story, you shared that you were in your parents' house in one room with double bunks with your kids,
Yes.
and now
That was
you're like
tough.
in like you own this, and you guys are still dreaming about what is next.
Yes.
And
We are planning
and
and manifesting our forever home every single day when we go for walks. They know what do you want in your forever house? And they
yeah.
tell me, and I'm gonna get it for them and
And
for
I
me.
love like I always love to see like how you involve your kids in everything. Because sometimes people would think like it's like they just need to do all the work. But I think it's so beautiful like that your kids are visualizing and seeing those dreams with you.
Insaf, our kids are the future of tomorrow. I am not raising other people's problems. I am raising people that are going to benefit and help and uplift others. They are not going
Mm.
to be problematic to other people. I will personally sort them out. And I feel like as much as the change starts with me, I'm also my kids mirror everything that I do. My son, he's a boy, but the things that I allow into my life when it comes to a male teaches him what is acceptable from women. And
Mm.
I'm making sure that I'm going to teach him the right thing. With my daughters, I'm teaching them how to behave. And obviously, I want them to be better than me. I don't want them to be like me. And I try to shield them from mistakes and from things. I can't necessarily do that, but I try to guide them and I offer them support for whatever, especially my teenage daughter. I offer support, I offer advice. And as frustrating as it is that she doesn't listen, and sometimes she learns the hard way, but I'm there to show her support. And I want my kids to understand that no matter what happens in your life, you have the ability to change yourself. And so they learn from me. And so I
Mm,
involve them in manifesting and in words of affirmation because that is how I want them to grow into adults with those
mm.
practices. And I feel like this is the perfect time to start teaching them.
What I know about you is, or in the time period that I know you, which is not long, but I
1 year,
know
just
that
over 1 year.
just over 1 year, but I know that in this 1 year, like you moved into a new position at a different company. You became a speaker, you got your life coaching certification, and now you have your own place.
Yeah.
That is a lot to happen in 1 year, to go from what you had shared,
And
being
that's only the tip
angry.
of the iceberg, eh? That's only the tip of the iceberg.
How if someone is in like a situation now that whether they are a single mother or they just went through a breakup or even like life is just not like happening for them, how do they go from that point to like just like everything just flowing into their life? So personal development, yes, and I'm obsessed with personal development, but I know sometimes like you can read a book and you can attend a thing, but applying it is totally different.
Good Lord.
Yes. So what advice do you have for someone that is in this stage or in this phase of their life where they feel like a victim, where things are not working out for them? What advice do you have for them to get to the other side, the side that you are at right now?
I think in South, the first step for anyone is awareness. Awareness in the sense of being aware that you are in victim mode. That is step number one. And if you don't have the resources, like for me, it was difficult because there was not financial support. So I didn't have anyone that I could depend on financially. So I couldn't always go and purchase
Mm,
tickets to your next level events or to the events that I wanted to go to. And then so what I did was, and this I learned from my sister, is go and search online for free courses and for free events because those things do happen, or enter competitions where there's a two-ticket giveaway and enter those competitions and put yourself out there. But it starts with awareness and it starts from within. So if you are not in the space where you are financially able to go and seek personal development, start within. Start within with journaling, start within with affirmations, with gratitude. And I feel like that is very important. Gratitude is something that is at the top of my list for steps to take because when you focus on gratitude, you automatically start attracting more things and more good things to come into your life. It's like, I think they call it the red car theory. I'm not sure if you've heard of it,
But please
where
explain it.
where you say, well, I'm gonna do my own explanation of it. When you say when you visualize something that you want, which is a red car, for example, and all of a sudden you on the road and you just seeing red cars, it's because you made your mind aware of the fact that that is what you want. So when you go on the road and previously you never saw any red cars, but now you've made up your mind, I want a red car and the specific car that you want. So when you're driving, you're only going to see those cars and you're going to see it in red, not white, not blue, red. So when you focus on gratitude, that is all that you're going to see. You're only going to see the silver lining in every situation. And I feel like that is also the important part of getting out the victim mentality is focusing on gratitude and focusing on all the things that is going right in your life. Something as simple and you might not see it because everything is going wrong and you can't afford and you just living paycheck to paycheck and life is difficult. But focus on the things that you can control, like your fingerprint, your fingertips, your breathing, the feeling of air going through your nose when you breathe in. Those are the types of things that I mean focus on when you focus on gratitude, is focus on the little things and eventually the bigger things will start getting better and then you'll start seeing everything else that's positive in your life. And then people, you're looking around and then you're like, where's the problems? Like, is this life? Why is the problems? And then when a problem comes, you're shocked because you didn't see it coming because you're so focused on all the gratitude and the happiness that when the problem comes, you're so shocked. But even when the problem does come, you eventually, because that's the point that I'm at now, you don't panic because you know that at the end of the day, it's going to work out the way it should. Everything is going to work out for my higher purpose. My laptop stopped charging now the other night in tough. And this is like the third time that my charger broke. And my laptop has been in for repairs twice. And my boyfriend is panicking because he broke the charger. And I'm just like, it's okay, babe. Like we'll figure it out. Like it's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll get another charger or we'll get another cable. But like
Mm.
don't panic. It's okay. So I try. Well, most times I try and most times I succeed. When problems come or challenges come, I try not to panic and not to get upset. And I just take it with a pinch of salt and everything's gonna work out.
It sounds like you, like at the beginning when you spoke about all the things that you have going on, it's like a lot. And it's a blessing as well. But it also, like, you have everything under control.
I'm trying.
I mean, today alone, like you're doing this podcast episode with me, I know you have a whole job and I know you have kids. And also, when I messaged in the group, you were like the first one, you were like, yes, I'm gonna do it. That's me. Like putting your hand up for everything. Like, how do you manage, like, to put yourself out there and then also balancing everything? How do you manage to just show up at the level that you do?
I don't always get it right. And I know from the outside it may seem that way. I do have meltdowns and I do have moments where I am personally stuck in victim mode and I have to remind myself how to get out of it. But the way that I found my reason why in stuff. I found my reason why, and I constantly remind myself of why I'm doing what I'm doing. And that makes me do what I do. And I
Mm.
can tell you, I can try to give you a way of how I make it all work and how I make it all cope. But unfortunately, I can't share that with you. I don't know personally myself. Everything just happens to fall into place. And I've tried to be the one that has the planner, the perfect planner. And when I do that, things never go according to plan. And so what I do is when it comes to my workspace and work times, I would do a planner, but I won't allocate times to it, if that makes sense. And I'm also blessed to have a work from home job that is flexible in the sense of they don't micromanage. They tell you this is what we expect. As long as you deliver it, we don't monitor your times. We don't monitor how long you've been on lunch. We're not going to check up on you to say, hey, we see that you're offline for 2 hours. As long as you are delivering, we are happy and we are comfortable and we are grateful for you because you are delivering. And so that gives me freedom to, juggle the many hats that I do. And I'm
Mm.
also, as hard as this may seem or sound, I am grateful for co-parenting. So currently I co-parent and there's moments where I'm all by myself for long periods of time. And I'm grateful for that because that gives me the time that I need to focus only on me and only on my personal development in my life. And then when my babies come home, I give them my undivided attention, but with boundaries because they know mommy can't pour from an empty cup. So they know,
Yeah.
um, even though I didn't see them for a week, they know there's still that boundary. Don't go into the bathroom when mommy's having a candlelit shower, or, they know
Okay.
the boundaries, they know. And so I try to make it work as best as I can.
Sure. That like I know it's not easy, but you just make it sound like you have everything under control and like everything falls into place. But I think it really comes down to like your mindset, the way you speak. You're like everything's gonna be okay. You know that everything's gonna be okay, and you have boundaries in place, which
Yeah.
is something that a lot of people struggle with. I know like with myself, I almost have to like reevaluate my
Yeah.
boundaries like every like few months. So how do you like set boundaries, especially like with kids?
That's actually one of the points that I wanted to talk about. So being a mom, especially a single mom, setting those boundaries was the hardest thing that I ever had to do. And the reason for this is because we grow up as women, we are taught that our kids must always come first. Our family must always come first. And so we grow up living that. And so we always lost on our list. And that's why mothers are always burnt out, stressed out. Most of them are even depressed to some point because they have put themselves last on that list. And it's easy to do that, to put everyone above me. But then I realized that everyone around me, the people that I love, the people that I care about, they're getting a burnt out version of me. They are getting a version
Mm,
of me that is overwhelmed, that is stressed, and that is not coping, that's struggling to regulate emotions, that will have mental breakdowns and bursts. And you know that angry moment that I mentioned in the beginning of the recording. And so I don't want anyone to have that version of me. And I feel like my kids, especially, they deserve the best version of me. And in order to give them the best version of me, I need to set healthy boundaries. And for example, my son, he's somebody that loves to play with ears. So he has this
okay.
habit of playing with my ears. And he does it at the weirdest times. I'll be cooking and he'll come and sit on the counter next to me and he'll start playing with my ears. And then I'd have to tell him, no, babes, when we go to bed, then that's fine. We can cuddle and we can do the ear little playing things. Or when I'm sitting down and it's nap time, but not at a random point.
Mm,
Because imagine I'm gonna allow this boy to come and play with my ears whenever he feels the need to play with it. I'm gonna go insane. So I set healthy boundaries, and with those healthy boundaries, I have put myself on top of my list. I'm above my kids, I'm above everybody, and all of them get the best version of me when they are with
mm.
me. Most times, because I'm only human.
I love how you explain that because I don't think I've ever heard anyone ever say like they put themselves above their kids. But you're right, like if you're not the best version and then they're getting a burnt out version, that is so true and so authentic. Thank you for sharing that.
It was a
I love
difficult
that
thing for
you,
me to say, Insaaf. Honestly, at first I felt ashamed to say it because, again, we were brought up to put everyone before yourself. And so it was a difficult thing for me to actually admit, but I'm selfish. I'm selfish with myself and with my personal space and my boundaries. And everyone that loves me and understands me will know that this is for them to get the best version of me.
mm,
They must
yeah.
understand.
Yeah, they actually like getting the benefit of it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And just getting like a happier you. So, from my point of view, you have everything going for you. And I know that I'm not wrong. I think with everything that I mentioned earlier, and I forgot to mention that you have like a really loving relationship as well. And now you mentioned that your job you can work from home, so that obviously gives you better flexibility with maybe doing your morning routine or having to see that your kids go to school as well. It really sounds like you designed a life for you. And you didn't like just let like things, you didn't go with life. Like you were like, this is what I want, and this is also what I want. And like, can you tell us about that? Like about how beautiful like your life is?
Insaaf, I remember Cami, one day, Cami and another friend of ours came to visit me, and I was telling them something about my day. And then Cami turned to me and she said to me, Raz, I love how you romanticize your life. And that is basically what I do. I try to romanticize my life. And while I'm doing that, I speak it into existence. I'm very passionate about speaking things into existence. Speak it out there, say it to somebody. And even with you, I planted the seed. I said to you, I want to be a speaker at your event one day, at one of your events one day. Like, speak these things out into the world. Say, this is what I want. And
Mm,
you're not always going to get it because life is not going to give you everything that you want. But speak it into existence and actively work towards it. That is a must. If you are going to just speak it into existence and you're going to lie there on the couch and say, I'm waiting for it to come to me, it's not going to come to me. Say it, this is what I want, and actively work towards it. It's that simple. And that is basically what I do. I speak it into existence. I say it to the universe, God, or whatever you want to believe in. I say it out into the world and I say, this is what I want. I am open to
mm.
receive it. Please send it to me.
And when would you like say this? Do you have like a certain like morning routine or evening routine, or is it just like you go about your day And are you like can you give like a practical example? Like are you going about your day and being like, I want to drive this car and I want to go to this event. How are you like practically doing it?
Morning routines, I'm not gonna lie to you, for the past month, my morning routine has been out, and I'm saying it's because of school holidays, because I start at 9, and usually when school starts, then I'm up with the kids at 5 or at 5:30, and so my morning routine would be a workout after they leave for school, because they leave at 7, and then between 7 and 9, I have that gap to do my morning routine. So hopefully now that school has started again, I can get back into that morning routine. But for the last month, I have just been going through some shifts. I think I mentioned it to you and to Larisha once, that I'm going through some shifts, and it's like everything in my existence is shifting inside. I'm listening to my intuition, and these are things that I've never ever experienced before, so I'm tapping into things that I've never done. And for the last month, I've just been taking it very slow. I haven't been putting pressure on myself. I've been very quiet on social media, even, like, everything's just been a moment of discovering, and it's been a month or two of discovering, and just taking things slow and planning and trying to figure out what I'm going to do next and how I'm going to do it, brainstorming ideas. But for the last month, there was no morning routine. And again, hopefully that school is now starting again, I'm going to get back into that routine, because I actually feel like something's missing. I miss the morning workouts. I miss the meditation. But what has been a routine since the school holiday started was walks with my kids. And so yeah, that's morning routine. But manifesting is something that I do all the time. I've got many, many manifestations on my fridge, on a big little booklet that I have. And it's there because that is the central point of my house, is on my fridge. And so I look at those manifestations and I try to say it to myself. I try to hide it from everyone. I don't think anyone has seen it. Because when I know somebody's coming, then I'll just flip the page and like tuck it behind the magnets. Because nobody's
So is it
business what
like
I'm
are you like
manifesting.
writing are you writing like what you're manifesting on the thing on your fridge and then you just like reading it every time you pass by?
Yes, so whenever I open the fridge and whenever I walk past the fridge and I notice the booklet, that's actually what I
Mm,
did with the place that I'm living in. I'm not sure if I told you the story.
no.
Previous employment, I wasn't earning enough to purchase or rent this type of environment that I was looking for. So we manifested security, pool, 2 bedroom, and what I was earning at the time wasn't enough. And because I was in recruiting and I was constantly doing face-to-face interviews, I had a mirror on my desk, a little mirror on my desk, and it's a mirror that I always check. Okay, I'm okay. I look properly and I look good, and then I'll go into the interview. And so what I did was I found out how much I need to earn to be on first floor, ground floor, second floor, all the different floors. I found out what I need to earn, what income bracket I need to be in to rent. At that time, I was looking to rent. And then I wrote it down on a sticky note. First floor, ground floor, second floor. This is what I need to earn. All three price range, all three brackets, and I stuck it onto my mirror. And every single time I looked at my mirror, I looked at that income, and it frustrated me so much. Insaaf, I was so frustrated. I at first I thought, let me go and ask for an increase, and I did the whole asking my boss for an increase, or at least earn commission into my space, because I'm recruiting, I'm meeting your targets, I'm getting the people that you need. I took the call center we had from a 20-seater to a 80 to 100 call center seater. So add commission, give me something to chase. This is my goals. I listed my goals to my boss. I said I want to purchase or I want to go and rent. These are the things, because we had that kind of relationship and I felt like they owed it to me. And this is going back to victim mentality. I felt like they owed this to me and I got so upset and I was so frustrated. Why are they not giving me what I feel like I deserve? I'm giving up my time. I'm giving up my energy. And they're not giving me resources to get this. Like everything that I'm doing is from my own brain. Like these are things that I'm putting into place. I was so upset. And every time I looked at this little sticky note, it frustrated me to a point where I said to myself, come what may, at the end of 2024, I am no longer going to be working at this company, and I'm going to be working at a company that's going to be paying me what I need to get paid to go and work, to go and live at this place. And so I'm currently working for a place that pays me more than those sticky notes
Oh my
that
gosh.
and
Oh
I'm
my
not renting
goodness.
from that place. I have purchased. So I believe in these little things that you read
That
every
is
day. And yes,
wow.
we can do a digital version of it. But for me, I'm an old school gal. I like to write things down. I like to paste it on sticky notes and stick it up
Yeah.
places. And then just it's gonna happen. I'm gonna have my forever
I
house.
love that. I love that. Like, I love everything that you shared. Okay. Firstly, I love like the fridge and I love the
Yeah.
mirror. But the fridge is because we go there all the time. Like, we
All the time.
literally going to open, especially when you're working from home, you go to that fridge all
Yeah.
the time.
All the
So it's
time.
like your perfect place, like to manifest.
Yeah.
Then like just like you found out, so a lot of people want to manifest things, right? They're like, I want this car or I want this house, but
But
they
then they
don't
don't do the
know how much
homework.
they need to earn. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't do the homework. So you got like very clear. You were like, this is what I needed to earn at
Yep.
these. Like you put it in front of you. And if you didn't put it in front of you, you would have probably just like life would have
Forgotten
gone
about
on.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was in
I
front of
even
you and
went
you
as far
knew.
as to plan it, as to plan what the house would look like on the inside, because I knew somebody that lived there. I went to go and visit them, and I even planted the seed with them because they're a family of four and they didn't want to live there anymore, and they were planning to purchase a house, freestanding house. And then I planted the seed with them, and I said to them, then this is why I say Insaaf, plant seeds, speak things into existence. I
Mm,
went to them and I said, when you decide to sell, phone me. This I'm
mm,
serious. Or when you decide you want to rent out this place, phone me. And I started visualizing, okay, this is where I'm gonna put this. I even asked them, when you move, are you planning to take your furniture? Because I kind of like the way that table looks in the kitchen. It's because, I'm prepared to buy it. I don't have the money right now, but I promise you, when you want to sell or rent it out, I'm gonna be there. I'm
mm.
waiting patiently, making lists, selling things, buying things. And I'm in my own place now, Insaf. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to. It worked out the way it's supposed to, which was me
Yeah, and I'm
purchasing
sure much better.
much better, much better. Here's a pool. There wasn't a pool that side.
Yeah, and the pool was on your list. So even though
It
like you
was on
didn't
my
get
list.
that house, it was like, but yeah, but we know you want all these other things. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
oh,
the
that
pool
is so
wasn't a deal
amazing.
breaker. That the pool was a perk, an added perk. So if I could get it, it was
Yeah,
cool. If I couldn't, it was also cool. But
yeah.
yeah, there's a pool now.
Oh,
There's a beautiful yard space. I can hear the beach every day, all
oh
day.
my
I just have to
goodness.
open my door and then I can hear the waves. I'm 2 minutes drive away from the beach. And so I can hear it every night when I go to sleep. And um, there's not much
I
that I
love
can say.
this.
I love it. I'm happy. And it's my little space. I can paint walls and drill holes in the walls if I want to. I don't need to ask permission. It's mine and
Yeah,
my children's. And it's something that, in the event that I do decide, let's get married or I want to get married again, then this is something that I can rent out. So it's not something that's gonna go to waste, or it's for my kids, it's for me, it's for our future. It's not forever. This is definitely not forever. This is not where I see us
yeah.
living forever.
This is amazing. This is like your beautiful life. This podcast episode literally turned into like how to manifest your dream life. So thank you.
I think that should be
Thank you for that.
I think we should change the title.
I think this is just like an added bonus for whoever's listening. Like, this is what you needed to hear. Thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. Everything that you shared was so valuable. It was so inspiring. I'm literally like, I'm going to talk to my boyfriend. We're going to write our goals down on the fridge and
Fix
the
it on
one
the
cupboard
fridge.
that he always goes into. Like, we're going to write his goals
That
over
snack
there.
cupboard, whatever you use
Exactly.
frequently, stick it on
Yeah.
there and find and read it every single time you see it.
I love it. Like until it frustrates you that you have like
Until
no
it frustrates.
choice.
Yes. I was so angry. It's like, why?
But sometimes you need a breakdown to have a breakthrough. And I guess that
Yeah,
was
you
like your
do.
moment of breakthrough. You were like, come the end of 2024, like something needs to change and then everything just aligned for you.
And before the end of 24, it aligned for me, eh? And the
Oh,
1st of July was when, so the 16th of June is the day that I resigned at my previous company. The 1st of
oh my
July
gosh.
was the day that I started at my current company. And it happened before
Sure.
the end of 2024. I put enough
It
pressure
it
on
it's
myself.
like it actually happened when you decided.
Yeah.
Everything like started going into motion.
I even cut my hair in stuff. I had like hair that was the length till just above my coccyx bone. So
Yeah.
that's just before the the apples or the peaches. But it's between the back and the ass, right?
Yeah.
So that was how long my hair was, and I
Oh
cut
wow.
it because I want change. I was opening up
Okay.
the door to change. I cut it bob. I cut it myself. I just got home and I was like, I'm ready for change. Give me change. And then I swear within a week, I got an interview, got the job offer, and I was like,
Oh
yes,
my,
things happen when
oh
you
my
make moves.
goodness. Yeah, so everyone, let's go and cut our hair for that
I think
change.
I'm
I'm
gonna cut my hair
kidding.
again.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Is there any like last words, anything that you wanted to share that you wanted to leave the person on the other side with?
Yes, especially I'm going to speak to the single moms in your audience and stuff because I'm sure you have many. Single moms, we fear or we allow for the past to control our future. Stop doing that. What People are going to love you with 3 kids. People are going to love you if you have 6 kids. I know a woman that was a single mom who had 6 kids and she's currently engaged. So
Mhm.
don't let what people say to you, don't let that take over your future. You can control that. You can't control what everybody thinks or says about you or what they say about your past. You can control yourself. You can control what you do. You can control what how you respond to it. You can control how you handle situations. So take control of your life. Take control of who you are and who you want to be, and focus on the reason why you are doing those things. And anything is achievable as long as you put your mind to it. You speak it into the world, write it on your fridge, cut your hair. These things are achievable. All you have to do is take actionable steps to get to those things. So set goals and don't let your past define you, and don't let what people say about you change or have an effect on your future, because only you can control that. You and God or the universe, you guys can do that and change that. Nobody else. Everybody else can think what they want, say what they want, believe what they want. Only you can control where you go and how you get there. And also, people's going to talk regardless of how you live your life, whether you a saint, whether you a sinner, people are going to talk. So live your life in a way that makes you happy and that makes you a better
Mhm.
person, because you are the one that's living in it. Nobody's there with
Mhm.
you, living through the things that you live through or healing through the things that you heal through. And even though there's people that we can say is our support structure, at the end of the day, when you lying in bed alone at night and your kids are not there, and it's just you and your past and your thoughts, you are the one alone that can control that and change that and basically work through it and heal through it. So join our community.
Thank
And
you. This is why you are a life coach. This is why you're a speaker. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Like, I really appreciate everything that you shared and for making the time to inspire us all.
Thank you for having me, Insaaf, and for always giving me opportunities to share my light and to shine bright like a diamond.
Because you always take it, like I was telling you, like you always take it. But this
Thank
is it for
you.
this episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening, and I'll chat to you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.